commercial-free, as a public service.
Washington Journal continues.
Joyce Kaufman is the host of the Joyce Kaufman Show on WFTL Radio Miami, here in Washington, D.C. for a Hold Their Feet to the Fire 2008 rally. What is this rally?
Well, it's a rally that focuses or refocuses the attention of Congress on the immigration problem in this country, illegal immigration.
And why did you decide to be part of this event?
My listeners are very concerned. We do a lot of programs down there about the cost of illegal immigration. People are suffering. They haven't got enough money to buy gas. And then they hear stories about the cost to each individual taxpayer for illegal immigrants who are either taking up space in the judicial, in the criminal justice system, or using our schools and changing the culture of our schools, where all teachers have to be ESOL trained, and that's costly to the taxpayer. Hospitals that are shutting down as a result of medical care that they have to provide. I mean, we're a very benevolent country, so we don't let people fall through the cracks. The problem is these people are here and haven't signed the guest book. We don't know who they are.
What is the cost to Miami?
Well, Miami figures that about $22,000 a household every year gets diverted into funds that are used to either augment medical care in our communities, to keep hospitals open, emergency rooms open, or to remodel schools that are just busting open because of the number of illegal immigrant and migrant farm workers, which we have a lot of in Florida. Their children are in the school system, and it's a burgeoning problem.
Who, in your opinion, would take over those jobs of the illegal immigrants that are the immigrant farmers, etc., the people that are doing those jobs in the Miami area?
Well, I think that Americans have always done these jobs. I think we've been sold this bill of goods that there are jobs Americans won't do. There are no jobs Americans have never done. We've always changed the sheets in the hotel rooms. We've picked the oranges in Florida. And actually, it has hurt our young people, because coming out of school, a lot of them began their careers by working on farms, by becoming involved in hotel and restaurant businesses, and now those jobs are not available.
Should the government help the people, the illegal immigrants that are in the Miami area, become legal? Should they help them do that, or should there not be any should there be a reduction in legal immigration?
There should be a reduction in all immigration, but in particular, we should begin a process of attrition through enforcement. We're a nation of laws, and they've already broken a law by coming into this country without having legal status. So I believe that if you penalize employers and if you crack down on areas where you know illegal immigrants are congregating, instead of opening up daycare centers for them, which is what we've been doing in Florida, the problem will go away.
Phone numbers are for Joyce Kaufman are, if you support Senator Barack Obama, dial 202-737-0002, supporting Senator John McCain, 202-737-0001, and all others, 202-628-0205. Joyce Kaufman is the talk show host of the Joyce Kaufman Show at WFTL Radio Miami. I want to play for you a little bit of, from a guest that we had on our show on Monday. Janet Morgia is from the National Council of La Raza. She was on the program Monday talking about the current environment within the Hispanic community.
I think your caller highlights a point that we've noted, and that is a failure to address this immigration issue has created a very negative environment, not just for immigrants, but for Latinos in this country and for Hispanics, because oftentimes people can't tell the difference, and we are seeing that a number of folks who have been lifelong citizens, their families here for generations, are being subjected to often discrimination or racial profiling. We're finding, again, those high incidents, not based on our reports, but on the FBI and Department of Justice reports that are very troubling to us. So I'm not sure, exactly what the motivation is, and won't attribute that to any individual, but I do believe that we've seen evidence enough that this is a significant problem that requires real reform, and we need courage on the behalf of our leaders who will deal with this and understand that it's not an issue that they should shy away from, but one that people are hungry for leadership on this issue, and they want someone who's going to be able to lay out a plan for how they're going to deal with this issue.
Joyce Kaufman, how do you respond to people who say that people who, like yourself, who talk about illegal immigration, that is manifesting itself into racism and bigotry?
Well, I can address that quite frankly. I'm Hispanic, and just because I have a married name, that doesn't reflect that. There is no bias towards Latins in this country. We're a growing population. Legal Hispanics are here, doing well, rising to the top echelons of political power and financial power. And illegal is different than legal. And people need to remember that. And the leadership we need is a leader who can discern the difference between someone who comes into this country, not just to seek a better way of life, but to become an American citizen and to assimilate. A lot of illegal immigrants are not here with that purpose in mind. They come to earn a living. They send their money back to their home countries. And it's not just Hispanics, by the way. There are plenty of people from other countries that are doing this. And then they want to return to their homeland. They never fully become American citizens. Therefore, you know, I'm not concerned in their welfare.
Joyce Kaufman is one of many talk show radio hosts here in town for the Hold Their Feet to the Fire 2008 rally, a national drive for immigration reform. First phone call here comes from Texas, Obama line. Texarnica?
Yeah, is on?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I just wanted to ask her a question about illegal immigration. It's been said that illegal immigrants are taking jobs that average Americans want, but it seems to me that a lot of the jobs that the illegal immigrants take are ones that your average American workers don't want to take, like roofing, construction, and lawn care. So I was just wondering whether or not they could have a positive impact on the economy rather than a negative impact in some way. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm very compassionate about people coming to this country looking for a better way of life, but Americans have always done roofing and construction work. What they want is a living wage. What they expect is to get a salary that will allow them to support their families, not living 4 families to a house, not expecting handouts from the government. So I'm always offended when people tell me there are jobs Americans won't do. We've always done them. We've created this slave class of illegal immigrants that we underpay, abuse, and threaten with deportation on the part of employers, and somehow people think that's okay.
There's an Associated Press story this morning about the Bush administration needing an extra $400 million to complete its fence along the country's southwestern border. Is this an issue that you're going to be pushing for as well while you're out here?
Absolutely. The fence is something that has already passed legislature. It has been, the money has been allotted for it. I'm concerned about this overrun of funding, but it seems pretty standard. The government always underestimates what it's going to cost. But Congressman Duncan Hunter was able to build a fence in San Diego, and if they need a lesson, I'm sure that Congressman Hunter will help them.
What else is on the agenda for this rally in D.C.?
Well, right now there's some Judiciary Committee laws that are being talked about in committee regarding more illegal immigration. Really, what it comes down to is giving workers an ability to come here and take jobs away from American workers. And it's always under the radar, and unless we come and start to stir up the pot, nobody talks about it.
How many radio hosts are here in town?
There are, I think, 48 of us, and of course, Roger Hedgecock from San Diego spearheads this almost annual Hold Their Feet to the Fire rally. And this year, Lou Dobbs will be broadcasting not just his radio program, but his TV program from the Phoenix Park Hotel as well.
And that's where you are all staying?
That's where we are.
And is that where everything is taking place, or are you doing any marches? Are you going up to Capitol Hill?
Well, I came with a group of people who are going to lobby. They're going into the halls of Congress. They want to speak to their representatives, to their senators, and make their case.